What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Bruce Springsteen. Yes, indeed. Bruce Springsteen Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bob, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from JFK, and this is actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of January for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, JFK. I hope you enjoy the show, man. JFK wanted to see me react to this song by Bruce Springsteen called Thunder Road.
I christen thee the Thunder Road. The Thunder Road!
Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Bruce Tapes, okay? And the video has 11,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Bruce Springsteen, Los Angeles, 1985. So we're going back a ways with this one. Thunder Road, 4K upscale. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Mary's dress sways like a vision. She dances across the porch as the radio plays. Whoa, and Orbison singing from the lonely. Hey, that's me and I want you home. Don't turn me on again. I just can't face myself alone again. Well, don't you run back inside. You know just what I'm here for, don't you? I'm scared and you're thinking that maybe we ain't that young anymore. Yeah, well that's alright with me. Come on now. You can hide the
I'm not quite sure what to make of this one. I like the growth of the song. I like how the song has grown. It's just been steadily increasing. And I'm not talking about, okay, by default, it has gotten louder by default. But that's because of the addition of more and more voices. But there's also been some dynamic play in there as well. I'm just going to use, oddly enough, he's right here on my screen. I'm just going to use Max as an example. Okay, the song started, he wasn't even in there. He wasn't even in the mix at all. Hi-hat started, then he went to a cross-staking pattern. And then he got to full-blown, playing. And that's showing that growth just from him, and that's just one factor. That's just one guy. That's been happening throughout the entire band, though. Those that, when they have come in, so first of all, we've had those staggered entrances, which is, I think, really cool for a song like this. And then once they do come in, but they come in at a softer level, a softer dynamic, and then they get louder and louder. They get a nice gradual slow crescendo. And it's led us up to this point where now it's just, full-blown good rock and roll tune. Having said that, it's a rocker. It's definitely a rocker. I feel the rock vibe, but it's at the same time, it's a very pretty song. Like, there's a lot of ballad characteristics in this song, but it's still got the rocker feel, without question. The rocker attitude is absolutely there. I don't question that at all. But I'm just saying it has a lot of aspects of a ballad, like the constant major resolution, for example. Every time it goes out and it goes to a minor, it always resolves back to the major every single time. Very ballad-esque. The instrumentation, yeah, I'm hearing a lot of melodic percussion. I would dare say glockenspiel, maybe I don't know about xylophone. I don't think that's it. I'm almost positive it's a glockenspiel that we're hearing. We're hearing that. The chordal progression even. Like, if you were to take this song and slow it down, seriously, take this song, slow it down about, 40 to 50 beats per measure, you're going to have a ballad. You will. I promise you. This song could translate very easily to a ballad. So you could take this song, and this is where things could get real interesting. You could take this song in a live setting, and you could strip it down to maybe just piano and vocals, and slow the tempo down. Seriously, about 40 to 50 beats per minute, and you will have a perfectly structured ballad song. You could do a lot of things with this tune. And each time you do it, it could be a little unique. And that all comes down to song structure, songwriting. Well, okay, songwriting first and foremost. Song structure, yes. Chordal progression, yes. And instrumentation. You mess around, but you have your basic, though. You have your basic building block, your foundation, the songwriting. From there, you can take it in a lot of different directions. It just depends on what you want to achieve. In this case, we're taking the song in more of a rocker direction. Great, we can do that. At the same time, though, think about it. If you slow this song down, strip it down, you could have a full-blown, just single voice, single piano ballad. You could also keep the full band, bring down the dynamics at that slower tempo, and you could also have a full band ballad. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of options. And a song like this gives you those options. You can't do that with every song. You can't. I mean, you could try. I mean, you could physically do it. Yes. You could take, okay, fine. Let's take the Kiss avenue, right? You could take Rock and Roll All Night, and you could slow it down 40, 50 beats per minute. Sure. Is it going to sound like a ballad? No. I'm sorry. It's going to sound really awkward. A song like this, though, you can take it in a lot of different directions. And I honestly don't believe it would sound awkward. It gives you some playtime, and that could make for some very, very interesting live performances. Anyway, let's keep going here. Okay, if I'm being honest, the sound quality isn't the best. I mean, for the times, this was 1985, right? For the time, and I'm not even sure if this is pro shot. I don't think it is. I think this is a bunch of people who snuck in their camcorders and stuff and filmed. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be pro shot. But either way, the sound quality is not the best. It's not super clear. I'm getting the idea, though. I am getting the idea. The sax sounds really nice. I gotta say, I like the solo. Clarence all in white, man, looking clean, liking that. But what I really wanted to comment on more than anything was the fact that Bruce is doing something that I've been very critical of, not him, but other vocalists in the past who play guitar or play bass or play whatever, and they're in front of their mic and they're singing. That's great. But then there comes this point where they have like a minute to a minute and a half to 2 minutes, whatever the time might be, where they don't sing. And they just stand there in front of their microphones. I never understood that. I never got that. Like, if you're not going to sing for a whole minute or a minute and a half or 2 minutes, whatever the case may be, at least a minute, even less, honestly, 30 seconds. If you're not going to sing for about 30 seconds, why are you standing directly in front of your microphone like you're going to? I've never understood that. Why wouldn't you take that time to move around the stage, interact with the other band members, interact with the crowd, move around the stage and create that stage energy that I feel is so important in a live show? Bruce does it, no problem. I mean, he jumping down, from the tier 1 to the tier 2 to the tier 3, and then goes all the way over to stage left, past stage left, into the wings, up the ramps, into the crowd. Yeah, why not? If you're not going to sing, why not take those opportunities to get away from your microphone and put on a good show, a good visual to accompany the great audio that you are doing for your show? I've never understood why vocalists won't do that. It's like they're scared to leave their mic or something. Why? It's not going anywhere. It's on a mic stand. That mic stand does not have legs. It's not going to run off the stage and disappear and make you go, uh-oh, where'd it go? That's not going to happen. I promise you, that microphone will be there when you get back.
Yes! Yes! Jesus H. Goddamn Christ!
I can guarantee you, unless a stagehand does, fails at his job and runs onto the stage, oh, let me get this out of the way. At that point, fire him, obviously, because he doesn't know what he's doing. But I mean, I promise you, that mic stand's going to be there when you get back. It will be. It's okay. You can leave it alone for a while. Go and entertain the crowd. Put on a good visual show. Move around the stage or create that stage energy. Increase your stage presence. Interact with the other band members, or at the very least, preferably, actually, interact with the crowd. And that's exactly what he's doing. I love that. I love everything about that. I got no issue with it. I got no problem with it. I wish more vocalists would do it.
Now, who can argue with that? Robert!
Very frustrating to see lead vocalists literally stand there like a tree in front of their microphone, not utilize it for over a minute. It's like, why? Why are you doing that? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, let's keep going here. Yeah, look at him move. He's everywhere. Looks like quite the jump. Get it, boy. Last song of the show, I guess. And we lost the audio feed. They faded it out. Wish I could hear what he was saying right now. Oh, that was it. And they fast forwarded. Oh, this came off a VHS rip. Oh, how dare they? Oh, how dare they? I mean, that's all you had in the 80s. I mean, I'm kidding. It's all you had in the 80s. There was no DVDs in the 80s. There was no digital in the 80s. It was all VHS. That's all right. Still not 100% sure. I mean, I know I liked it. I know I did. There were things okay. There was nothing I disliked, but there were things I liked more than others. There were things that I liked here, and then there were things I liked here, and then there were things I liked here, but I didn't dislike those. I didn't like them as much. There's a lot of things I got to play with, a lot of moving parts. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Bruce Springsteen with Thunder Road. This was a request from JFK, and this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of January for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, JFK. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. This was a weird one. I didn't think it was going to be so hard. I really didn't. I didn't think it was going to be so hard to think about this song and put everything into perspective and line everything up and evaluate everything. I thought it was going to be a much more straight ahead forward song to do that, but unfortunately that was not the case. There was a lot of moving parts. A lot of moving parts that I had to think about. And I did think about it, and then like I said, there was nothing about this song that I disliked. I wasn't thrilled with the audio quality, if I'm being honest. I wish it could have been a little clearer, but I have to keep in mind, this was the 80s, and all we had was tape. You know, that's all we had. And in live settings, live videos in the 80s, they weren't always the best quality. And there's really nothing we can do about that. It is what it is, you know what I mean? And you could try and take the audio and you could try running it through scrubbers, and you can try, you know, compression and EQ and expansion, and you can even try running it through Pro Tools and scrubbing it through Pro Tools. Unfortunately, you're gonna pretty much get exactly what you originally had. You might be able to get a little bit of the hiss possibly, but as far as the quality of the sound, it's not gonna improve it much. It's like the old saying goes, you can take a turd and you can polish it as much as you want, and at the end of the day, you get a shiny turd. You know, it is what it is. Now, I'm not saying that this was a turd. I'm not saying that. I'm using that as an example, okay? So, at the end of the day, you're going to get what you're going to get when it comes to anything that comes from the 70s and 80s, unfortunately, and anything prior. But I mean, overall, though, I was pretty pleased with what we had. It was okay. It worked as far as getting the job done. I'm talking strictly about the sound quality here. Keep that in mind. As far as the song itself goes, and as far as the live show goes, I do have a rating here for you, so let's get to it. Out of 5 stars, I am going to give that performance and the song and everything combined, I'm going to give that 4 stars. Yep, 4 out of 5 stars. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Still getting used to this star system. I see how it's going to work. I do see how it's going to be more appealing and it's going to be easier to understand. I'm just still getting used to it. And I got to give it some time. I can't just jump the boat and say, nah, forget it. We're going back to the... No, I got to give it some time. I got to give it a try, and I got to give it at least a month or 2, maybe even 3 before I make up my mind as this is going to be where we're going to stick with. And of course, I'm going to listen to your guys' feedback too. I mean, I don't know. You guys may end up hating this new star system. Then again, you guys may like it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. We're going to have to just write it out for, like I said, 2 to 3 months. I think 2 to 3 months is fair. And if at the end of the day, if I don't like it and you guys don't like it, we're going to go back to the old way. But I have a feeling, listening to the other people that I've spoken to, the other reactors I've spoken to, I get what they're saying. And I see what they're saying. And I understand that this is a much simpler system and a much easier, that's the key thing. It's a much easier system to understand. So people won't hear me give it a 7.6 or a 7.8 and go, oh, you hated the song. No, I didn't. I thought it was a really good score. But you'd be amazed how many people say that. You know, you gave this a 7, so you must hate it. No, I didn't. But maybe it's because it's just too complex. Using this new system, we're going to give it a shot. Hopefully, it simplifies things. Anyway, 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I liked it. I did like the song. I liked it for a number of reasons. Number one, the diversity of the song itself. You look at the songwriting, and I talked about this at length, so I'm not going to talk about it at length again. But there's a lot of things you can do with this song. You could strip it down to piano and vocals. You could have the full band like we had here. You could slow down the tempo and make it more of a ballady style song, and it will work because of the chordal progression that they have for the song. The movement of the song. It could very easily become a ballad if you wanted it to. Why would you want to? I don't know. I'm not a ballad guy, but I know a lot of people do like ballads. Think about taking this song and slowing it down. Seriously, 40 to 50 beats per second, maybe 60. But I don't know, that might be a little too slow. But seriously, just slow the song down, and it can very easily work as a ballad. It's a very diverse song. I can see this song being used, well, we saw it used as the final song of the show. I mean, obviously, it works. To be honest with you, though, I could also see this song opening the show. I could. It has that power. It has that impact. And more importantly, when they started the song, the crowd reacted. So the crowd obviously knows the song. That's what you're looking for a good show opener. You want a song that the crowd knows. You want to do a song that the crowd recognizes. You don't want to do your biggest hit or one of your biggest hits for the show opener, but you want to do a song that is definitely a favorite of the crowd, and it's definitely recognizable. It's got the energy, it's got the drive, it's got the impact. I can see this being a great show opener. I could also see the song being used mid-show, like coming off of a ballad, for example. You play a ballad, you play one of your most famous ballads, and when this is going to happen by default, guys. There's no avoiding this. Whenever you do a ballad, whenever you play a ballad, the energy in the show is going to come down. It's going to. There's no way around it. This would be a great way to get the crowd energy back up again. I mean, you do that intro, the crowd's going to pop, and then you have the energy driving all the way through. You have that build, both from an instrumentation standpoint, a voicing standpoint, and from a dynamic standpoint. The energy is going to naturally come back up again. This could be a good way to get you out of that. So I see the song being very diverse. You could use it anywhere in the show. It sounds really appealing. It does. You always have those constant major resolutions. Doesn't matter if you move major resolution or major, minor resolution. You always resolve back to the major with this song. And that's very appealing. That's very pleasing to the ear. So yeah, I got no issue with that. I think it's a well thought out and well constructed song. As far as the instrumentation goes, I mean, you got the E Street Band back there, a very early E Street Band, 1985, dear Lord. Clarence all dressed in white, looking clean. I love that. Looking good, man. Only he could pull that off. I could never wear an all-white suit. It just wouldn't work. But he makes it look dapper. Really nice. I gotta say, the guitar player over on stage left, and this is so long ago. I mean, the guys look a lot younger. I'll be honest with you, at first look, I thought that, I know it's not, but at first glance, I thought that was Keith Richards. With the headband and everything, I'm like, I know it's not, but man, that looks like Keith Richards right there. I'm serious. Is that little Stevie or is that Niles? I don't know. I'm not sure, but whoever it was looked a lot like a good old Keith over there. I'm like, wow, with the headband and all. A very young Max Weinberg wearing the crew shirt there. That was nice. I like that. Looked like I don't know, man. It looked good. Don't get me wrong. Wearing the polo, it looked nice. But I was like, wow, that's a new look. I've never seen him do that before. That's cool though. He looked good. It sounded good. Everything sounded good across the board. As far as the live show goes, it was high energy. And that's mostly thanks to Bruce. Moving around the stage whenever he had the opportunity to, move around the stage, interacting with members of the band. Although I will say it was nice to see some of the members of the band coming over to him. That was nice, taking that approach. So we had some great stage interaction. Stage energy was definitely there. Stage presence was definitely there. Crowd interaction pretty much from the get-go. That was nice, having the call and response. That was really nice to have. Showmanship, had it in spades. Yeah, the only thing we didn't really have was the production side. I mean, but like I've always said, production at the bottom of the list of importance for me, unless you are a production-based band. In that case, your production better be on point. But Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band have never been a production-based band. They bring the energy themselves. They bring the show themselves. So they don't need all that crazy production. It's nice to have, but not needed. So, but other than that, though, they checked off all the five important check marks. No, look, I dug it. I dug the song. I dug the performance. I dug everything about it. Have I heard better songs from Bruce Springsteen? Have I seen better performances from Bruce Springsteen? In all honesty, yes, I have. I understand there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say that this is the greatest song that he's ever written. I can see people having that opinion, sure. I don't necessarily share that opinion, but I mean, I have no doubt that it is a really good song. And I'm sure there's going to be people who are going to say that, you know, this is one of the greatest live performances ever. And I could see them having that opinion. Again, sure, no problem with that. I'm not trying to discredit those people. I'm just saying, me personally, I've seen better. But that does not mean this was bad, not by any stretch. I wouldn't be giving it 4 stars if I thought it was bad. Come on now. I thought it was bad, it'd be down in the ones or twos. But in any case, I think this was a really good job. I think it's a really good song, and this was a lot of fun to watch. I know what people are wondering. They're wondering what I'm going to say about the last, 30 seconds. Bruce doing the slide over to Clarence and their little interaction there. All I'm going to say is this, man. I got no problem with it. I mean, obviously, they have a very special bond, and I've seen other people in bands do that before. First time I ever saw that, I saw Perry Farrell lay one on Dave Navarro like it was his job, like he was paid to do it. He had to do it. Bam! And there was that connection there. People, when they're in bands, they feel certain things in certain ways about other band members. They feel open to doing that. Hey, more power to them. I got no issue with that. I will say, knowing this is 1985, remember, in Los Angeles, seeing a white man, seeing a black man laying one on a white man like that, I'll bet that was a little shocking to a lot of people. Luckily, this is 2023, and it's like, it's old hat. We've all seen that now. It's not a big deal. What do I think about it personally? I honestly don't care. It doesn't affect me one way or another, and look, if that's what they want to do, more power to them, man. I'm all for it. If they feel comfortable enough to do it. Have fun with it. Sure, why not? Nothing like a little shock and awe, you know what I mean? I'm all for it. But remember, this is 85, so there you go. 4 stars. I got no issue with that. I feel good about that rating, and that is where we're going to stay. So, 4 stars out of 5. Final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully, I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then, well, by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.